All right, so we are going to prove some trig identities today. So basically what's happening here, there's an equal sign. So it's saying this 1 minus tangent x squared is the same as secant squared x plus 2 tangent x. Okay, so we have to think, okay, what are my strategies? And we talked earlier about sines and cosines. Okay, so as I look at this, are there any sines and cosines already? And the answer is no. Okay, then second, look for Pythagorean identities. That's like 1.5. I see one, at least I think. Do you see how you've got like the left side? I think that's more simple. The right side, I'm going to work through the right side because I see secant squared. And I'm almost positive that secant squared goes with tangents. So let's look. Right here. Oh, right here. Secant squared. Tangent squared x plus 1. Okay, that's what I'm going to use. So I've got secant squared right here. That is 1, it was plus, right? 1 tangent squared plus 1. Okay, does it matter? I wrote, tangent squared x plus 1. Okay, then I've got minus 2 tangent x. Okay, now I see something nice. I have to rearrange. So I'm just kind of working on the right side. This is where I want to get to. Okay, so I can say tangent squared x. This looks like a quadratic to me, and I can factor that. Minus 2 tangent x plus 1. So I just moved that to the end. Here's why. Okay, I'm going to have a little thought tangent over here. T squared minus 2t plus 1. That's the same as this. Just simplified because I'm really good at algebra. And so are you. Okay, so I could break that into t and t. -1, -1. Do you see it? Ah! Okay, so this breaks down into t and t. 1 and 1, and it's got to be minus to get the -2 in the middle. So that means this is tangent x minus 1, 2 times itself. Yay! Oh, it's backwards. Is that okay? It actually is, because I could say this is plus, and that's minus 1. Okay, so then that's totally fine. I'm glad I looked. I can flip that around. That is legal, because if you multiplied it, difference of squares, they're both positive, so it doesn't matter who gets the negative. Like when you square them, it doesn't matter who gets the negative. Okay, so I lost this. So 1 minus tangent x, all squared. So then at the end, we write that. Okay, now these are all, like, all of the PDFs are in there. So sometimes it's just, like, as I'm doing these assignments, like I have the PDF up on my other screen so I can check. All right, let's do another one. Which side is easier? Well, you just kind of get to, I don't know, what do you think? Do I want to go with the plus one, or do I want to go with the, it seems to me that the one with the plus is probably, yeah, let's go with, let's say this, I'm going to work at the left side. Okay, in this case, I've got like all sorts of different things. So I'm going to go sines and cosines. So tangent of x is sine x over cosine x. Plus cosine x over tangent x. Not tangent, sine x. We see this one a whole lot. Okay, now it's a fraction, we're adding it. Common denominators. So over here, I'm going to go sine x and sine x because I want to get common denominators. So here I'm going to go cosine x, cosine x. Again, one of the nice things, so it's a video and just like pause it if you have to catch where I am. Okay, so over here I get sine squared. Oh, I see it. Okay, and then I'm just writing the top right now. And then I get cosine squared x over here all over. So I can combine them because that's just how fractions work. And so down here I've got cosine x sine x. Sine squared x plus cosine squared x is 1. That's why, like, keep that sheet forever, y'all. Forever. So I get 1 over cosine x sine x. Well, this says secant, cosecant. Oh, yeah, so I'm even in the right order. Because 1 over cosine is secant x. 1 over sine is cosecant x. And that's what I wanted. So good. Oh, let's go here. Yep, let's do this one. And then, the next video, so you probably want to watch the next video. It's got some, like, stuff we haven't done before. I'm going to go, it's minus, so I'm going to be careful with that. And I'm going to put that up here. I don't know if that's going to matter, but let's just check it. Okay, so now, what do I have? So I need to put in a sine theta and a sine theta over on this side. So I get sine squared theta on top over sine theta 1 minus cosine theta. Okay, now you can't just like start simplifying, canceling things out. Like these signs, like we don't want to cancel them. We just put it in there to make things work better. Okay, now over here, I'm going to put in 1 minus cosine theta. Okay, up here, 1 minus cosine theta. Okay, now that's a difference of squares. So 1 plus c times 1 minus c gives me on the top 1 minus cosine squared theta. Okay, but just so we know, it's like a minus in the middle. That's going to be important. And all of this can be over that. I can put it together because the bottom is now the same. Okay, so see this minus? Over there I kind of had it a negative one like that. So I now have sine squared theta minus 1 plus cosine squared. Super important. Theta. Okay. Down here I have sine theta over 1 minus cosine theta. Okay, where was I trying to get originally? I'm trying to get to 0. Is that going to work? Yes! Do you see it? How's it going to be that? Well, look. Sine squared plus cosine squared is 1. Let's make that yellow. And then, oh, see that minus 1 I have in there? All over, does it really matter that it's sine theta over 1 minus cosine theta? No, because 1 minus 1 on the top gives you 0 on the top. So, I now have 0 equals 0. If you want to do sine theta on the bottom, but do you see how it doesn't matter if the top is 0, it's all 0. So there we go, that's proving some trig identities. The next video will have some, what's it called? Conjugates in it. Woo!